This is Tank Versus,
the most unpredictable show about which tank is stronger.
You've already seen a fierce battle between early tanks where the speedy T-50 and the British A-13 Mark I clashed time and time again but failed to prove their superiority over one another, even though that tank jump was pretty badass.
Let's up the ante and add a bit of weight. Please meet
the fearsome Pz.III, the variant with an improved gun,
and the highly advanced Soviet T-50, designed to rival or even surpass the tank that it faces today.
Who's gonna win? Let's find out.
The first battle brings us to Mozdok. Our duelists approach the center of the map.
Both vehicles are really well protected, even though their armor arrangements are pretty different. Let's make two counters. One for when shots fail to penetrate armor for Panzer, and another to keep track of ricochets for the T-50.
The Soviet tank sees the enemy next to a trench. It's at a distance of around 100 meters. The T-50 moves in to engage at full speed.
The Panzer spots the enemy as well, shoots at their hull with an APC shell,
and that's the first ricochet of the day. The T-50 returns fire without stopping.
A hit to the turn front, knocking out the German loader.
That's a decent advantage for the Soviet vehicle, but the light tank is yet to reap the benefits. They try to go around the enemy to be able to target a more vulnerable spot.
Time's up. The T-50 failed to capitalize on getting rid of that loader. The Panzer can shoot again,
and they hit the engine. The Soviet vehicle can't move. The Pz.III takes full advantage of the slow turret traverse of their enemy. They simply go around the tank, wait for their gun to reload,
and send a shell straight through the thin armor on the side of the vehicle. All Soviet tankers are eliminated. The Panzer wins.
Welcome to Kuban. Both vehicles are using the roads to get to the center of the map.
The T-50 spots the opponent. They are at a distance of around 600 meters, but that doesn't faze the Soviet tank in the slightest. They shoot on the move
and hit the mantlet. No penetration this time. The APH-EBC round failed to pierce the armor.
The Panzer stopped. They catch the enemy in their sights and open fire.
The T-50 makes a sharp turn, and the shell ricochets off its hull. The tank stops to improve shooting accuracy. There's roughly 400 meters between the two vehicles.
Here comes the shot. It's the mantlet again. No damage.
Now it's the Panzer's turn to look at the enemy through their gun sights. And this enemy just keeps on getting closer without any fear. Fire!
The T-50 turns sharply, catches the enemy shell with the side of the turret. It ricochets again!
The Soviet vehicle looks positively invincible right now. They stop to make their shot and return fire.
And that's the first penetration of the round through the lower front plate. The German driver is out.
It was a sub-caliber round. It can easily pierce armor, but as we see, it also deals rather low post-penetration damage. Without skipping a beat, the T-50 keeps on closing the gap, believing that their excellent armor will carry them through.
The Panzer strikes again, and that's the second penetration of the round. Their opponent did the trick with the hull again, but lost their gunner nevertheless.
So it can bleed, but apparently has no fear anyways. The T-50 keeps on closing the distance aggressively.
They bank on their mobility and armor being good enough to allow them to survive long enough to return fire. They're roughly 150 meters away, moving irregularly to become a more difficult target.
In the face of the incoming threat, the German vehicle steadies the gun to aim. Fire! It's a hit to the upper frontal plate, and the Soviet vehicle has just lost its crew. Again!
Wait, I almost expected the T-50 to bounce everything straight to victory. 3 bounces in one episode.
That's right. I almost became a believer as well. But it's another victory for the German vehicle, which, all in all, managed to tank 2 shots.
The clear winner of this versus is the Pz.III.
See the next episode of Tank Versus next week. You're in for a treat. A battle of 2 heavies, the IS-2 versus the Tiger-E.
Can this Soviet heavy even the score? Share your predictions in the comments below.